GameStop currently up 2.67% on the day, trading at $24.96. Today we have a lot of stuff to go over before GameStop earnings hits tomorrow, as well as a few other catalysts, so make sure to stay till the end of the video so you don't have to watch another update video here on YouTube. All I ask you guys to do in return, since I edit, upload, research, and record these, not in that order for you guys, is to please hit the like button. It's free. Also hit the subscribe button, free as well. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So I want to give you one little warning as to something that I found interesting over on Reddit, basically stating that GameStop has not been able to create new highs since the run when the buy button was taken away back in January of 2021. Now, if you take a look at this, we got halted, couldn't make a new high, halted again, couldn't make a new high, 1, 2, 3 more times we got halted as soon as it hit this descending trend line. Then of course earnings hit and it got stopped right at the top of this trend line, and now we are scaling back up and actually have cut over this trend line just a slight bit, which we saw a little bit back here, and we didn't last above that trend line for a long time at all. Between July and September, we ended up heading up there and getting smacked back down, and GameStop is heading up there again right now. So one thing I want you guys to note is that I am still holding my GameStop calls. It's not something that is a layup of a trade, it's more so risk. I am up over 100 and something percent in my calls, so it would be smart to cut it. However, I'm fine with the money that I'm about to either A, lose, or 2, 3, 4, 5x on the earnings play. I just want you to note that GameStop has been ripping, and if we are going to get pressed back down into another cycle, even if we had positive earnings, just keep that in mind that we are above this channel. And since the run up back in January of 2021, they have not let us break that high. So just keep that in mind. I want to put that in front of you guys in case you want to play earnings a different way with your GameStop calls, in case you want to cut them before market close. None of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and in no way, shape, or form I am telling you what to do. But of course, I am still holding my GameStop calls. Now, I also wanted to touch on something interesting with AMC. AMC is up 1.51% on the day, trading at $4.70. We have been tracking the chops trading, and if you've been keeping up with the channel, you know what we have been tracking. We have been tracking this little yellow bars pattern, which means AMC would scale back down to $4 before essentially getting a rip mid-June, right around June 15th, 14th or so, somewhere in that zone, right exactly mid-June. Now, either this cycle does have to finish and we're going to scale back down to around $4 before getting that rip, like something we're tracking, or we are exactly where we were back on around January 13th of 2021. The same sell-off right here and the same scale up. It looks basically identical to what we're tracking right now. And if that is the case, this will have a simultaneous rip with GameStop on the earnings play. This would line up perfectly with GameStop if GameStop does rip for earnings. But again, if GameStop gets smacked, this is going to also line up with the bearish cycle layout that we have for AMC and GameStop, with a temporary sell-off right down to $4 on AMC before getting that rip. I do still think that rip is going to happen. I have another backup to state why that can happen. Now, Ethereum Classic and AMC have been tracking one another for quite some time, right? A few years now, and they have been tracking to a T. I have some cycles laid out that Ethereum Classic actually plays through. It's currently trading at $17.20, up 1.18%, so very, very similar to AMC. And I want to point out how similar these cycles are and where the peaks actually peak. But I want to point out one major thing. So we are sitting right here in this cycle on Ethereum Classic, where you can see we got this little sell-off in the chart, and you're getting the sell-off in the chart right on that cycle. Now, every time this cycle period hits, I want to point out what actually happens. So the cycle period hit back here, right, March of 2022, exactly where we are, and we had a major rip back here. It also hit back here 2020 before the run-up in January, and this is exactly when you saw AMC squeeze. So this is just another piece of evidence to show you that AMC could possibly have a rip very, very soon, and it could be a week or 2 weeks away or less than that. So just keep that in the back of your head as well. Sometimes we look at the options chain and say, okay, well, this thing is still bearish, but I want you to look at other factors as well and say, okay, this thing is also bullish and can also be bullish, especially with what might happen with GameStop earnings. Now, also keep in mind, yesterday was the lowest trading volume for AMC since the sneeze. They call it a sneeze because the shorts didn't actually get squeezed out of their position. They are still short the stock. Now, this was only at 7.67 million in volume for AMC, and Friday was Ape's lowest volume ever at 3.75 million, only 0.4% of shares outstanding. It was also AMC's third lowest at 9.278 million in. This Reddit post says, as liquidity dries up, things will start to crack. GameStop earnings on Wednesday. Keep an eye out. This is definitely something to note and something to pay attention to, as volume exhaustion can play a big role before a stock price has a major move one way or the other. A lot of times you will see volume exhaustion happen, or you will see hammer candles happen, sort of causing a spring for a share price to move either extremely high or extremely low in a very, very small amount of time. And we are coming up on a very beautiful window for AMC and GameStop's price, for their chart, so on and so forth. Before we get into some more stuff, here are some Vortex numbers. 21.75% short interest for AMC. Shares on loan 184 million. Utilization is still maxed out. Cost to borrow sitting at 60% for an average, so kind of low. 134% for a max. As for a 5.24% short interest, utilization at 45%, and the cost to borrow not being reported over on Vortex. Also, Adam Aron states that guests are coming to see movies hungry and thirsty. Food and beverage sales per patron in US in May is the highest month ever for AMC, according to Adam Aron. So just another little sprinkle addition for AMC going forward. Had a beautiful month in May for their food and beverage sales. Moving on, if you guys want one free Tesla stock, plus up to 17 free stocks for doing absolutely nothing, plus a potential $100 cash coupon, use my link, download MooMoo, sign up and make a deposit before the month of June is over. It literally takes 2 minutes to do so. Once you sign up and make a deposit, you are going to start earning benefits from there. Plus, you'll get free access to level 2 order book data, trading options, going long, going short, all for free. So make sure to download MooMoo using my link down below and make a deposit. Also, guys, before we move on with the video, if you want to know my trades as soon as I take them, if you want to reach out to me, yo, lottery stocks, you're going to hold your GameStop calls through earnings, or what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Make sure to join the Discord, because I am in there on the daily. Lottery Stocks YouTube Discord server. The link is right under the video with the MooMoo link as well. 500 of the most amazing people are currently in there who talk stocks all day long. Plus, we have options, trading alerts, and more. So make sure to pop in the Discord. I promise you, you will not regret it. Back to the video. The SPY is trading at 428.07. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the S&P 500. I just want to point out one thing, that there is a $423 gap fill to the downside on the SPY, and it is also still broken out of the Bollinger Band. So it's just in a very, very dangerous spot overall for the S&P 500. You guys let me know down below if you are playing this in the comments. Keep in mind that gap fill, again, right down to about 423. Now, the SEC is going after Coinbase as well. Dave Lauer says, looks like operating unregistered broker, exchange, and clearing agency might be a problem. Plus, Coinbase simultaneously receives show cause order from 10 states, 28 days to cease and desist order for Coinbase. Coinbase is not looking too hot, as well as Binance. Investors pull $780 million out of Binance in the wake of SEC lawsuit, and the US affiliate of Binance also saw outflows of $13 million over the same time frame. Plus, to close out the video, the SEC just dismissed 42 new cases after big mistakes from staff. Overall, guys, this is what I got for you for today's video. Make sure to check the links under the video. You let me know if you're playing GameStop earnings. Let me know if you're playing the S&P 500, if it's too risky for you. Are you still in Binance? Are you still in Coinbase? Are you going short Coinbase? You let me know what your strategy and what your plan is in the comments down below. And if you want to talk about what my plan is, make sure to pop in the Discord so we can chat. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.